What's going on, everyone? In today's episode, I am really excited about this one because we are going to be doing a challenge. And at the very end of this video, I'm going to encourage you to take the same challenge if you have the capability to do so. So the other day, I harvested a bunch of food from our garden, and we always grow way more than we actually need. We do preserve, we do can, we freeze, we dehydrate, we do it all. But still, because we have gardens that are intended to kind of demonstrate how much food we can grow in a space, it's oftentimes a lot more than we need because we want to show what's possible, not what we necessarily need, because we understand that there might be bigger families that have more mouths to feed. There might be people that just naturally want to have a larger garden. And if we show what we can do, what I do, just myself, in my own power, then it shows you what's possible in your garden as well. You know, I don't have a whole crew of people. Like, we have a team of people helping on the farm, but it's just me in the garden, just me, as it always has been. And when we grow so much more food than we actually end up needing, we end up giving it away. And I took a bin, this exact bin, to the local soup kitchen. And when I knocked on the door, the sweet old lady came out and she told me that they rarely get fresh produce. When they do get fresh produce, it's a treat because they make a lot with it. It's a soup kitchen, so they will sometimes give away whole produce if they have extra. But a lot of times what they have to give, to feed those less fortunate, is a lot of processed boxed food, which, if I was hungry, I wouldn't be complaining. But I also can safely say that a lot of them have probably not tasted a fresh vine-ripened tomato. A lot of them probably don't have the luxury of, having a fresh baby potato, even if it's in a soup. Those ingredients are oftentimes, they're leftovers, they're discarded. And I'm actually going to be taking, because we've already processed, I put up 40 jars of tomatoes. I put 3 gallon-sized bags of green beans in our fridge. I've already saved about, probably 10 or 15 cans of canned squash. We've frozen an extra 2 gallons of winter squash. I have so much. We froze zucchini. We have, I think, 5 or 6 gallon bags of frozen zucchini in our freezer. Like, we have so much that I'm at the point now where I'm like, I want to give it away. I don't have a need for any more. We'll eat some fresh for sure, but I'm going to try from this garden, since I already harvested from the other one, I'm going to try to harvest from this garden a full tub of produce. And to kind of give you some context, this is just a Rubbermaid tote. I think it's like a 15-gallon, 20-gallon Rubbermaid tote, something like that. And she told me the last time they got fresh tomatoes from a farmer was about a year ago, until I dropped some off. And her face just lit up. And so that's part of the nature of what I want to do, is be a change maker in our community. And in our community, we have it's kind of a food desert, as they call it. There's lots of grocery stores, but there's very little access to fresh fruits and vegetables. So a lot of it's just heavily processed boxed food in our area. And so we're going to make a difference in people's day, put some fresh tomatoes on their plate. So let's get harvesting. Let's see if we can fill this up. We're going to start with some zucchini. We got these beautiful golden zucchini, and like I said, we put up so much golden zucchini and black beauty zucchini, it's crazy. So I've got these gorgeous, beautiful zucchinis. Some are going to be a little bit larger than normal, but that's okay. These soft, tender ones here, I can't tell you, again, the food pantry, they sometimes take the damaged stuff, the reject stuff. These are like the cream of the crop. So I'm always happy to give someone the cream of the crop because it's so much more delicious. Look at that. I can only imagine what they're going to make with it. Some fresh grilled zucchini maybe, or I don't know, I'm not sure. Throw it in like an Italian wedding soup. I've got a couple bigger ones. They can turn into zucchini bread. These are some more like zucchini bread, zucchini muffins style zucchinis. Then we also have some more little ones right here. Look at that. Gorgeous. I mean, that's beautiful right there. All right. Got a few more here. One little tip for you guys too. Got to throw some tips in. Well, you'll notice no squash bugs, no squash vine borer. Why is that? It's because we grow at a time when they're done. Our main season zucchinis, they're already fizzled out. There's a couple left surviving, but not many. These plants, they're still alive and kicking. And that's because we started them at a different time. Oh my gosh, I love it. I absolutely love coming out to the garden in fall and picking main season crops that would otherwise be done. So I think that's pretty good for zucchinis. There's a couple more I can get, but right now let's see what else we can find. Up next, we got some peppers here. We got some beautiful bell peppers. These are a green bell pepper, absolutely stunning. I'm always really careful when I give produce that's going to be that's not going to be confused for something else. Like these bell peppers I'm going to throw in. We have some more bell peppers back there. If I get a hot pepper, for instance, I'm going to pick, there's plenty of hot peppers here. I'm going to put those in a container so that way they know that they're hot. So if they, you know, some people don't like really hot peppers. I don't want to ruin someone's day by putting a habanero in there or something like that. But yeah, no, the peppers are, they're always great. So I got some more bell peppers back there I'm going to pick. I got some of these cubanelles here. These are very mild, so I'm going to throw these in with the bell peppers. Look at these. These are gorgeous, gorgeous peppers. They do turn red when fully ripe, but a lot of times they, like this one here, just they touch the ground for so long that they get rotted out. So I always kind of pick my cubanelles kind of yellow green like that. So what else can we pick here? A lot of hot peppers up there. Some sweet bananas. Let's go get those. This garden, because our soil was not ideally where we wanted it, our soil was okay. We fertilized a lot with trifecta, and that helped kind of carry us through. Next year, we're going to bring in a lot better compost, so our plants are stronger, healthier, better, and you know, you are what you eat. So obviously, per the topic of today's video too, you know, when you're feeding those less fortunate the highest quality produce possible, imagine what that's going to do for their immune system. Imagine what that's going to do for their outlook on life, right? You eat vibrant, beautiful food that's highly nutrient rich and flavorful and fresh. You're gonna glow, right? All right, I'm gonna save the tomatoes for last. Oh, look at this. Got a little chocolate bell, or a red bell pepper. Right? Look brown, but throw that in there, a little bell pepper. So I'm gonna save tomatoes for last because tomatoes, they're very soft. I don't want them to get squished. So we're gonna move on. Let's see if we can get some potatoes. So these potatoes here, I don't have very high hopes for, but obviously in the spirit of giving food away, we have already harvested probably about 120 pounds of potatoes between our 3 gardens. These were just a row of extras just to see what would happen. The soil was so hard and so compacted that, like I said, I don't have crazy high hopes for these potatoes, but they are ready to be harvested. So let's see what we got. Hey, not too bad. All right. Got some potatoes. That's not too bad for how compacted the soil was. There'll be some tender little baby potatoes for throwing in soups. I don't even need a shovel to dig these ones. These plants, we planted them really late too. These are the russet. So I can't complain. Looking real nice. For a last second thought to throw some potatoes in the ground, it's not too bad. The soil was so compacted though. I mean, like we're talking, this is their only space to form in. So they've really not gotten a lot. They don't really have a lot of room to, I thought that was a potato. They don't really have a lot of room to sprawl out and grow. Okay, I'm gonna finish up harvesting off camera these potatoes here. I'll show you what we get at the very end when we finish up. So not too great from, I think, about 12 plants. We had pretty subpar harvest, but obviously when you're giving it to someone, they don't know that, they're gonna be pleased with it. So we're gonna put all these into the bucket just like that. Now, I think it's time for some tomatoes. So these tomatoes here have been so good to us. These are Amish paste. We've got loads of these beautiful tomatoes, and we're just basically gonna go along and harvest all of our Amish paste here. It's already I picked some earlier today too, before I even had the idea to do this video. And they've just been great. They are so prolific. It's been crazy, absolutely crazy. So I'm gonna add those, but we also have, ooh, check this out, look at this. So for those that have tomato hornworms. This is a predatory wasp that's actually laid eggs on the hornworm. It's actually going to kill the hornworm, use the hornworm as the host, oddly, as the tomato is the host for the hornworm. It's kind of a very cruel circle of life. Okay, this one here is called Federally, and look at this one. This is just crazy. I love this variety. One of my favorite varieties of paste tomatoes. I mean, it's just, oh my gosh, you guys. Look at the size of these things and the flavor, unmatched. I mean, they're gonna definitely turn these into like a spaghetti sauce, I would imagine. Look at those ones. Boy, oh boy, these Federally are something. Holy smokes, you guys. These things are so unbelievably productive. If you have not yet tried the Federally, it's the best, one of the best paste tomatoes you can get your hands on. I mean, my gosh, look at that. There's more than I can hold. I gotta go put these in the bucket, come back for some more. This is crazy. These are just unbelievable. And the flavor, so sweet, so meaty, very classic acid, you know, good amount of acid. It's good balance. Wow, one of my favorites, literally one of my favorites. This is great, love this variety. All right, so we're just harvesting now some more of the Amish paste from this plant. This plant has ripened up a lot of tomatoes, just absolutely crazy. And you'll notice the tomato cages, we're harvesting tomatoes that are grown in our remesh tomato cages. We made some tomato cages out of remesh. We did a video on it. If you haven't seen the video, make sure you go check it out. It's really awesome. It's such a fun way to grow tomatoes. Holds the plants up well. I'll tell you what, could not be more inexpensive. I mean, we're talking like a couple bucks per tomato cage. It's like $5, I think, is what it came out to. And they're gonna last forever. Up next, we're gonna give them some collard greens. These are so prolific. They just keep producing. Even in this poor soil, they just do really well. We're gonna pick some of these collards. These are Georgia Southern, and I absolutely love these sauteed down with just a tiny bit of sherry vinegar added and some butter. It really doesn't get a whole lot better. I'm gonna grab some kale too. The thing is with a lot of these soup kitchens and food pantries, they'll take anything. They're just grateful for what you can give. And so in a lot of cases, you look at like this handful of kale. And when I went there was a long line. There's probably 30, 40 people. And that might have been a light day. That might have been a heavy day. I don't know, I'm not there every day. But regardless, you look at this right here and you might think, even this large handful, take out the collards and just the kale. It's like, seems insignificant. How can this much kale feed 30 people? But that's the amazing thing that they do at the food bank and the soup kitchen, is they make soup with whatever they have. And the nature of soup is you might have like a pound of beef, turn it into beef stew, chop it all up, small bits, feed 30 people with like a pound of beef. You know, is it gonna be as filling? Probably not. But like this can stretch. They're gonna throw this in a soup, no doubt. Or maybe they'll dice it up, throw it in a salad. It all goes in to the overall, taking care of those less fortunate. And really happy to be a part of it. It's really nice. It's a great cause, great people. And so I'm gonna pick as much kale as I can, give them some nice leafy greens. I think we're gonna do a few more tomatoes. So we're gonna add some colored tomatoes too. I had thrown some Dr. White cheese just because we threw in a couple other Dr. White cheese over here too, just for some good color, because yellow tomatoes are probably something a lot of people don't come in contact with all that much. So we got some yellow tomatoes too. I picked them a couple winter squash here, if we can find some that are ripe. Winter squash are just starting to come on, so I'm not expecting a ton, but we got this beautiful Gerardale. It's a smaller Gerardale than what you normally would get, but yeah, there's a couple more that are still ripening up, and there's a Long Island cheese pumpkin. It's technically a winter squash that's not quite ripe yet. But nevertheless, winter squash is really a great asset. I mean, this has got some heft to it, which is nice. So we'll add these to because this is kind of a cheat to only have, you know, half bucket of potatoes. We'll add those to that. And I gotta say, it's pretty darn full. But right now it's peak apple season here at the orchard. And I'd really love to go through and harvest some apples. So if I could top this off with some apples and still call it a pass, that'd be great. So let's go see if we can get some apples. Wow. This is heavy, you guys. This is really heavy. I can only imagine how many people are going to benefit from this. This is great. This is like, it's at least 60 pounds, if not more. It's absolutely crazy how much. I'm not gonna carry it the whole way. In fact, we're just gonna back the car up and load it in the back of the car. It's gotta be at least 60 pounds, if not more. Let's go see if we can find some apples. These are no spray. We're not really spraying these that much this year because they're pretty young trees, but they're looking really great. So we got some winter banana. How it got that name was because it's a storage apple, lasts a long time in storage, but also tastes like banana. And this is just the start of the harvest, you guys. Yeah, these plants, these trees, I should say, they're young trees. They're not that old. This tree is maybe 5-6 years old. Some of the more mature trees we planted just for, we call it instant gratification. But I mean, next year, we're gonna get 2-3 times this amount. It's gonna be incredible. So this is just, I mean, this is from one tree. Got ourselves a nice shirt full of apples here. So I think this is good. This will make a good amount of applesauce for the soup kitchen. So let's go add them to the bin, and then we'll take them in. And that is it. Oh my gosh, that's like a dangerous amount of weight to pick up for one person. That's like it's gotta be pushing close to 70 pounds. That's a lot of weight. That's a ton of weight. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you all learned something new. And obviously there's a lot of things that we already have added. So we harvested a bunch of onions. Those went last week to the soup kitchen. A bunch of beans that went last week. So this is what we got from just our in-ground garden. Just shy of 1,500 square feet. And this, we've been harvesting from this all summer long. This is just one harvest. And so my challenge to all of you is to set aside one harvest. Just one harvest. Doesn't have to be everything. Doesn't have to be, you know, if you are growing food for your family or you're getting something for the first time, you want to try that, no one would blame you. But if you want to make an impact in people's lives, this is the biggest way to do that. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, hope you all learned something new. If you did, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and consider taking this challenge, filling a box. And what I will do is if you fill a box of produce and tag me on Instagram, I will pick one lucky winner, and I will give that one lucky winner a $50 gift card to MIgardener.com and call it MIgardener Soup Kitchen Challenge. Tag me on Instagram at MIgardener. And like I said, I'll message one lucky winner at the end of this month. So like about 2 weeks. Tag me, let's fill some soup kitchens up. All right, take care everyone. Grow bigger, see ya, bye. Hey, thank you so much for watching today's video. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed, consider clicking this one. You'll probably enjoy it just as much. I wanna thank you for your viewership because without it, this channel would not be as amazing as it is. Also, if you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing. It's free and we upload videos every Monday, Wednesday, or Friday. We also have vegetable seeds, fertilizer, or tools. If you need any of those, consider visiting MIgardener.com. Links will be in the description box below. We've got you covered. And as always, we'll see you all in the garden. Take care. Bye.